Hi guys, my name is Moses, and today I'm going to talk about the shadow. A lot of times we hear the expression shadow, shadow work, shadow therapy. Today I want to talk about what it is, how we can deal with it, and maybe even make it our friend. So, what is the shadow? The shadow is everything about us we negate. Everything we deny its existence, we don't want to see it, and we definitely don't want others to look at it. It's the thing about us we try to bury as much as we can in hope we can forget about it and never see it again. But the shadow, it has other plans. It wants to be seen, it wants to be heard, and it tends to come up in the moment we least expect it. The origins of the shadow, they go way back into our first religions and our first mythology. In the story of Cain and Abel in the Bible, we get our first glance at what a shadow is. We got the one brother who got blessed and got God's love, and the other, he did not get blessed. He got cursed and cast aside. And that is exactly the source of the shadow's anger and rage towards us, towards God of the human psyche. The shadow is angry at God because God is denying him of his blessing. God is hiding his existence, is not accepting his gifts, not accepting him as a valuable thing. And what does the shadow do? It wants to destroy the thing that God loves the most. It wants to destroy and kill the thing that God loves more than he loves him. And that exactly is how the shadow is behaving in our psyche. The shadow is so enraged, it wants to destroy the very thing we love the most. It could be our relationship, it could be our job, it could be friendships, it could be anything that we want to preserve. The shadow is that part of us who did not receive the blessing. We deemed it as unvaluable, unwanted, and we deny everything it has to offer us. It could be aggressiveness, it could be softness, it could be artistic tendencies, it could be anything that we don't like about us. Anything that we decided out of our own judgment that is not valuable and not wanted. It's a gift that we got and we have in our psyche, and it's one of our most precious abilities, but for some reason we decided it is unworthy and unwanted. It could be that society is telling us that this thing is unwanted, or it could be just our upbringing, our value system that needs to be corrected in some way to accept the shadow. Something about us is denying this very thing. And that is exactly the source of its rage. It's exactly the source of its anger towards us. And not without good cause. The shadow wants to be seen. It wants to be heard. It wants to be accepted. And it has value to give us. It's just that we decided this value is unwanted at the moment. A good frame of reference towards the shadow, instead of looking at it as something bad, something evil, something to be dealt with and cured, maybe, is to see it as a child who got cast away by its parents, by us. A child who was placed in an institution, he was cast aside, never led to believe that he has value, and he is angry, he is enraged, and he's causing a tantrum every time he can. And that is the exact sentiment we need to come when we try to approach the shadow. We want to come with tenderness, we want to come with love, we want to say, we are sorry that this happened to you. We acknowledge the wrong that we did to you, and we want to correct it. It's not that we want to correct you. There's nothing wrong with you. There's something wrong with the way I behaved towards you. There's something wrong in the way I treated you. Just like a parent would come and apologize to a child it neglected, to a child it threw away, and gave his love to a different child. That is truly hurtful towards the shadow. And the shadow is really, this is the source of its rage, and this is what he wants. He wants to be seen eventually. He doesn't want to revenge. He doesn't want to hurt us. That is his source, his way of action when he feels that being seen is not an option. So he takes it by force. He's causing a tantrum so that we would look at it. But what he really wants, he wants to be appreciated. He wants to be seen. He wants to be blessed. He wants to be accepted. He wants to be loved and appreciated like all the other childs in our internal family. So what do we do? The first thing is, as we said, to apologize, to acknowledge its existence, maybe giving him a name, a respectable name, acknowledging what has happened to him, taking ownership of negating him, of leaving him aside, and trying to create a dialogue, try to create a conversation. In the beginning, it might be difficult. You might encounter with a very sinister entity down there, one who is so angry and so enraged it wants to destroy you and everything you love. In the first moments, it might even want to kill you, seriously to kill you. But you have to come even to that with tenderness. You have to come even to that with a loving and understanding that this is not really what he wants. If you die, it dies. This is not what he wants. He wants to be seen. He's just so angry and he needs to vent out all of this anger and rage. And who is he going to do that towards? He's going to do it towards you. And that is okay in the beginning. But after a while, you will see that this tendency, this characteristic in you, it does have something it wants. It does have something it needs. So a good way to start, I suppose, would be to just sit in silence and ask, really ask, who is in there? Who are you? And that might take some time. Sometimes it might take days, sometimes weeks, but eventually a voice will come up to the surface and you will get a hello and you will start a conversation. And at that point, you've struck gold. You've made your first connection with the shadow. And now you can move forward. You can let him vent out his anger, his rage, tell him, I know, I'm sorry, I'm here, I will never leave you again. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to give you what you need. I want to give you what you want. And in return, I want you to stay silent in the moments where I don't want to see you. And the shadow, he understands that his place is not at the top of the list. It's not that the shadow wants to be always at the top, always active. Not at all. It wants to be active when he's needed. He has a gift to give and it wants to give it in the right moment. So if, for example, you have a shadow that makes you lose your job every couple of months, be unstable at your job, you're doing everything all right, you're doing everything correctly, and one day you just get so angry about your boss and you're like screaming in the office, causing a tantrum, and he fires you. And then you move to the next job and the next thing, and it happens again and again and again. And you like this job. You don't understand what made you be that way, what made you behave that way. Or maybe even in relationships. You start a new relationship, everything goes great, everything goes fine. A couple of months pass by, you start to feel comfortable, and then the shadow pops up again. And it ruins your relationship, and you don't understand what happened. You feel like it wasn't you, the person who got so enraged. It wasn't you. You don't understand where this is coming from. This is a shadow. This is the part of you that you don't see, that you don't want to see. It's not me, you say. I don't know what got into me. That is exactly a shadow behavior. So a good point to start would be to ask him, why are you doing this to me? Why are you ruining? Why do you want to ruin my relationships? And in the beginning he might tell you, because I hate you, because you're a fucking pussy. I fucking hate you and I want you to die. But don't get too stressed about it. This is its way to express the rage that he feels about you not giving him a place at the table. After a while, you will get an honest answer. You will get an answer when you ask, why do you do this to me? What do you want from me? It might tell you, I want you to stand up for yourself. I want you to be strong. I want you to fight. I want you to do art. I want you to follow your true destiny. Anything that you're missing out on. And you can make a deal with the shadow. It's like, we're going to have a conversation. We're each going to express what we want and what we need. And you have to respect what it wants. You have to respect what it needs. If the shadow wants you to stand up for yourself and fight, a good option could be going to a martial arts class. A good option could be standing up to your boss before you cause a tantrum, before you get angry. A good option could be confronting your partner, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever it is, before it reaches the point of no return, let's say. And that is what the shadow wants. That is its gift for you. It's a gift. Standing up for yourself is a gift. It's not a bad thing. You decided that standing up for yourself is dangerous, it's aggressive, or anything like that, and you decided to bury the shadow. And that's why it's coming with a rage, with a tantrum. And that's exactly its gift to you. Its aggressiveness is a gift. Or maybe it could be a completely different thing. It could be, for example, artistic tendencies. You have decided that art is invaluable, that you want to do something very, very strict with your life. You want to follow a path, and the shadow is making you unstable in that path. It's making you just lose it every time you reach some kind of a point where you almost got it. Something happens and you lose it. And that is the shadow's way to telling you, hello, you are not that. You are something different. When you make a deal with the shadow, when you reach this level, and you've gone so deep with that inner conversation with yourself, and you've managed to strike a deal with the shadow, and the shadow agrees to that deal, you have to respect it. There is no lying to yourself in that, because the shadow is going to come back. It's going to come back more enraged. It's going to not trust you again. You must respect the deal that you make with the shadow. It's like striking a deal with the devil. The shadow is not the devil, but you know what happens to someone who tries to cheat the devil. The devil's going to win anyway. So you have to respect it. If the deal is to go and take a martial arts class, you go and take that class. And you enjoy it. You give everything you have to that little boy inside. If the deal was to do art, then you go and paint or sculpt or do whatever it is. Just do the deal, and you'll see that the shadow has a very valuable gift to give you. If you want to find out more about how to engage in that conversation, please let me know. Have a great day. Respect your shadows.